If 9/11 happened today, half of the country would be celebrating it.
You're probably not wrong. And the fact that it only took 24 years to get here from there, that's wild.
How quickly we forget.
I just remember how together the country felt after 9/11. I mean, I was just a kid,
Yeah.
but it felt like we were way more in unity in 2005 than we are in 2025.
I totally agree, and I don't know if that was the naivety of being a child,
Maybe.
or if that was the truth, but the division that we have feels disgusting. Someone on that same thread said, there were kids in my school shouting, "We got you," and laughing hysterically.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess high school, and to think that like high schoolers are doing this and shouting this with such like confidence,
Yeah, I mean, to think that anyone of any age group, right? I mean, we know people in our own age group that have...
Well, yeah, but I think it's more because Charlie actually spoke to that age range.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And maybe that's why what he was doing was so important. Maybe that's why he had such a big target on him.
Yeah. I mean, something that my mom said is that this is a spiritual warfare against the children. And if you think about it, Charlie was the voice that was speaking to the children to bring them to the light. And I think that might be the case. I mean, that's why so many targeted shootings are at schools. There's some sort of vendetta, spiritual, emotional, mental, against children who are the light and the beauty of this world.
They're the future. It's the future of this world. It's the future of this country, right? And so, I mean, you could see where people might think that Charlie's a threat because he is influencing the future of the country by talking to the youth, by talking to the college-age kids, by being influential among that age group. And it definitely feels like there's some kind of warfare, against what we believe in towards the youth, right? That's why you have Drag Queen Story Hour.
For kindergartners.
Right.
If that's something you want to do on your own.
No, I'm gonna say no. You still can't do that.
I've
Nope.
been to a drag show as an adult, and if that's I've always been conservative, but it was before I was deep conservative, and you know what? Whatever. C'est la vie, not my life. And don't bring your children to those things.
Don't bring your kids to those things. Those types of things are specifically made for sexual purposes. That's why people dress up like that. That's why they pretend to be who they pretend to be. It's not for kids.
Yeah.
Stop pretending like it's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's honestly like devilish.
Yeah, I don't really know the internal motivations of someone who decides to be a drag king or queen. I don't understand that, to be honest with you. I don't...
There's something wrong in their head.
Yeah.
There's got to be something wrong with them. And whatever advice they were given, whatever people around them said to them, is not the right advice.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've talked about this before with our small hometown recently had a trans person that I went to high school with, Catholic school, tagged the school, and somewhere along the lines, as per Tyler said, someone gave them the wrong advice, because another person might have said, "Bro, you're not feeling well? Let's go work out." Not, "Hey, you're not feeling well? Maybe you're a woman."
What does that even mean?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe God actually gave you the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be a woman. Right.
Yeah.
Are you just going to go and try to play God?
Well, the thing is that this stuff really breaks my heart. I mean, there's a lot of mental illness. And I've expressed, clearly I'm a little bit more moderate. on some views, but I've expressed that I think that there are trans people. There are people who were born as hermaphrodites. Those things do exist. And I will never say that they don't. Life is not super black and white. However, to this extent, absolutely not. I would say 99% of those people have mental health issues.
99% of the people who claim to be trans? Mm-hmm. Yeah, what I would say is that there's such a small and minute percentage of that community that is actually trans.
Yeah.
And the rest of them do it purely... I know that you don't agree with me on this 100%, but I think a lot of them do it, and even gay people become gay because they do it just for attention. What they're doing is that they're looking for attention that they're not getting from their parents.
Yeah, I think it's not even just attention that they're not getting from their parents. I think that, like, there's a lot of, it's loneliness, maybe, which I think social media promotes loneliness. Like, we have everyone on the phone, but do we really have everyone?
No, you don't have your community.
No, and
you don't have your community.
I think a lot of those kids who are trans or gay have felt some sort of sexual abuse. I think a lot of them don't have fathers in the home, or even a strong mother figure. And there's something that they're trying to seek that they haven't found in their daily life. And that's heartbreaking. Why are we not addressing things? It's the trans issue to me is like our healthcare system. All we do is cover up the symptoms. We don't take care of the root cause.
We're big fans of that.
Yeah. And it really, really pisses me off. Why are we not looking at the root cause of these things? You know, everyone keeps saying guns are the issue. No, the fuck they're not. It is mental health. I don't decide to pick up a gun one day and shoot someone for funsies. That's not how that works.
No.
And if you are around guns as a human, you're teaching your children, you know, maybe live on a farm, you're in a rural community, the number one rule of guns is that you always treat it like it's loaded. You point it away from people. There's gun safety courses that you have to take. And I am 1,000% for that. I'm 1,000% for that.
Well, look, the more that you know how to actually handle a gun, the less scary a gun becomes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there are a lot of liberal and lefties that are like, oh, they're scary. They're very, very scary. Guns kill a bunch of people. And no, they don't. People kill people. Guns are just the tool that they use, right? If you take guns away, there's going to be mass stabbings. You see it across the world. Cain
still killed Abel and there was no guns. I got that right?
You did. Okay. You did. Proud of you. David killed Goliath with a slingshot.
There were no guns. And so guns are not the problem. Inherently, they're not the problem. However, that being said, I do think that it's okay to have gun safety courses. I do think that it's okay to have regulations on guns based off of how you purchase them. But if a gun gets into the wrong person's hands, it doesn't matter how many gun safety courses you have.
Well, what is a gun doing in the hands of somebody that's mentally unstable? If all these Democrats have you know, advocated so much for, you know, guns. And guess what? There are background checks with guns. You can't just go to a gun store and be like, that's the one. I'd like to take it home.
I know people who they use guns for their livelihood in their living, government, military, whatever, who have had difficulty getting a gun when it is literally their job to have guns. So it's not a gun safety issue in terms of getting guns, and I'm totally okay with there being some protections because there should be. We should know how those things are getting in the hands of people, but it's not guns.
I don't know. This whole Charlie Kirk thing, and then there was an active shooter maybe on the Naval Academy today.
Yeah.
There was the shooting at the Catholic school.
Two schools. Schools. Oh, no. I think actually at this point there's been 4 schools There was one in Colorado today. I can't keep up, y'all. It's actually quite scary that I can't keep up with how many gun shootings at schools there have been this week.
Yeah, it's scary. It's crazy. What does the world come to that we can't even
And technically...
Oh, the school shooting. Wait, which one? The one this week.
Which one? Technically, Charlie Kirk's shooting was a school shooting. And also, if this Annapolis Naval Academy thing is real, that's also a school shooting. And the reason right now we're saying it's not, we don't know if it's real, let's say it's September 11th at 9:25 at night. There have been mixed reports saying that it was a false information from a different IP address, and that the alleged shooter was at home with his parents in Minnesota, I believe.
I don't believe that for a minute. I don't believe that for a minute.
And that the shooting was a mistaken identity. But there's also reports that 3 were injured and 1 is in critical condition. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is there. I don't know what's happening. It's really scary because we live near Annapolis. A lot of our friends live in Annapolis, family that lives in Annapolis, and I have they're family friends that have been part of my life for decades.
Ever.
That go to the Naval Academy that I deeply love, and I'm thankful that they weren't in the dorm when this happened.
Yes.
But the fact that we don't even know what's happening, and that we don't know which school shooting we are even talking about when you say the school shooting that happened this week is insane.
It is insane. It is insane. But, there's even bigger problems than that, right? Like, when you look at Charlie Kirk, what did he do to deserve getting shot?
Nothing. And the things that I've seen online, the rhetoric that I've seen online is abhorrent. Most people who said they cried didn't even know who he was before he got shot. He was a racist, a bigot, a homophobe. No, the hell he wasn't.
All the phobes and the isms and...
If you look at a lot of the stuff that he said, and by the way, I have been crying since I found out. I have not stopped. Tyler and I followed Charlie Kirk for probably 4 or 5 years now.
I followed him before we were together. So yeah. I mean, I feel like I've known him for probably about 8 years.
Yeah.
And I never met him, and it's a shame I never got to meet him.
Yeah.
It's a shame I never got to meet him because he's only ever been touted as a good guy.
My heart hurts so much for his wife.
And his babies.
Yeah.
But I think what I'm getting at is that you could. Okay, you go ahead and get at it then.
No,
come on.
Get at it first.
I was trying to give you a moment to breathe and cry a little bit. Okay.
Go ahead.
Is that he didn't do anything to deserve it. He really didn't. You can say that he said all the meanest things in the world. Guess what? People are allowed to say things. People are allowed to say things. We live in a country where it's literally priority numero uno.
No.
That we get to say whatever we want to say.
Yeah, and you don't have to agree. Although, this brings up a point for me, right? One of the things that I've really been struggling with is the fact that we have the First Amendment. We have freedom of speech. That is what we lay our lives on the line for. What our military lays their lives on the line for is our freedom of speech. Where does it become political terrorism? Like, at what point do we say enough's enough? Because at what point does it cross a line of freedom of speech?
Well, because when you shoot somebody.
Right, but that's not freedom of speech.
Right.
So how do we distinguish between freedom of speech and inciting political terrorism? Because there's a lot of people on the left that are inciting political terrorism.
Well, look, I think that people are allowed to say it and not be held to the fullest extent of the law. That being said, if there are people who are saying, like, what was the one liberal, the leftist name on TikTok that was deleting all of his posts?
The young boy.
Yeah. When he was a young boy.
Yeah, I don't remember. Sorry. I know who you're talking about.
Irrelevant guy, but the fact of the matter is that
Dylan?
he said,
yeah, sorry.
is that he said a lot of things that could clearly be put,
he said take Charlie head on.
Yeah, it could clearly be put in some light as like, go and physically confront this human being.
Yeah.
And guess what? Somebody did. And now he's like, oop, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
And now he's deleting all of his posts.
Look, even if you make the biggest argument that he should be put away forever, and I would condone that, that's not how the country works. But what he should be is that he should be chastised to the point in the public square that he gets ostracized.
Yeah.
That anything that he says is null and void, and that they're just gone.
But at what point does that make us the bad guys by doing that? Like, I think that our goal is to talk light and love. It's not to ostracize people.
Look, I think that there's a difference between using the law to silence someone and saying, hey guys, we don't have to listen to this person.
Yeah.
We don't have to take their word with any kind of credit. We don't have to put someone in jail to like take their sting away. That's not something that we do. We don't shoot people to take their sting away. The left is doing that. The left is doing that actively. Constantly.
Yeah,
constantly.
It's mental health. It's all mental health, and
yeah, they're all mentally.
The thing
weak.
is that, and the problem is there's so much in depth about that. It's our food system. It's our mental health care. It's the lack of insane asylums. Like, we're not putting these. The guy that killed the Polish.
No, she was Ukrainian.
Ukrainian?
Yeah.
The Ukrainian girl, beautiful woman, God rest her soul, he killed her because he was fucking nuts.
He was crazy. He was just crazy. He was playing crazy. And even if you don't want to say that he should have been in jail the entire time because of the amount of times that he was arrested, he should have been getting professional help. He should have been getting professional help. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have correct food systems to make sure that our brains are mentally sound. Our healthcare system is just treating symptoms and not the problem. And we don't have mental health facilities that are properly taking care of these people.
And I feel like as a people, we've been lied to so much and so often. We've been lied to by the government, the professional, the experts in the field. We've been lied to so much for our entire lives. What the hell is the truth?
What is the truth?
What is the truth?
Yeah.
How can we actually tell what the truth is? When there is literally every type of evidence for every situation on both sides of an argument. How are you supposed to make a decision? And how is anybody supposed to be sane in a society where they don't know what's true?
Yeah. Yeah.
How are we supposed to operate that way? When you think about it that way, it makes sense as to why so many people are insane. And so many insane things happen in this country.
Yeah, because you don't even know what to believe. You don't know what to believe.
How can you? How can you? And I think that that's why so many Americans find solace in the Bible. Because he's the way, the truth, and the life. It is something that is consistent. And there are still people on the other side of the aisle who try to twist the words in that book to suit their own narrative. It's absurd.
It is absurd.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Mocha. We have a crazy cat.
2 crazy cats.
Mm-hmm. I think the thing that we need to lean on right now is that majority of us are in mourning. And a majority of us care. And a majority of us don't want this anymore. We're tired. We're tired of the headlines.
We're tired of the world-breaking news that we seem to experience every couple of years.
Every 5 seconds, it feels like.
This century has just been a cesspool of
exhaustion. And I think that the thing we need to lean on the most is each other. We need to figure out communities again.
Local communities.
Yeah.
Local communities.
And the thing that I've talked to you about is in Europe they have these things called third places. And third places is like your gym or your coffee shop.
Yeah, it's more like a concept than
an actual place.
Than an actual thing, but it makes sense.
It's where you go that's not home or work. And in the United States of America, we don't really have those third places. I think some, cities do, but for the most part, we don't have third places.
Well, I think actually, I'd argue that the most successful people in the country have a third place, right? I think that the most successful people in the country have a third place. They have a lifestyle gym that they go to. They have a country club that they go to. Mm-hmm. They have just some place where they can go and not be at home and not be at work and do something else. Mm-hmm. They can unplug, disconnect, whatever it is. It could be hiking. It could be going to a park.
Yeah, touch grass.
Go touch grass, you losers.
Don't be a meanie.
I'll call them losers. But it's something other than, like just being in your phone, in your laptop for work or something like that. You have to have something else.
Yeah.
But, when you do have that other thing, you also have a community.
Yeah.
It could be a church. Whatever it is, go find something to do that isn't...
And something that's productive, that's not destroying your mental health further, because you don't need to be affirmed that you're a different gender. Just go to the gym.
You heard it here first.
I know I have no room to talk.
It's okay. We're working on it. It could be a cigar club.
For me, it's books, painting, Zumba.
I like gym.
Yeah.
And golf courses.
Yeah. I like creative. I like to be creative. I like health. I like holistic health.
Can I see your phone? Because I want to go through the messages that we sent each other on Instagram.
Instagram? Yeah.
Yeah. And just talk about a couple of those things.
Someone I know cut a photo together of... Okay, hold on. There you go, my love.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that was Ben Shapiro dropping the F-bomb. That was epic. This is with that channel, not the other one. Fitness, because that's where we sent most of our stuff. A thread with how a lot of Christians act today. Y'all would have told David, don't pick up that sling. Just pray for Goliath. Don't cause a scene.
Oh, that is so true. I mean, I think that's part of the reason that you and I are speaking up right now. Because for so long, we didn't pick up the sling.
We didn't. We said, oh, it's okay. They're just misunderstood. I
want to respect them.
They'll come around.
I want them to understand that their voice is just as important. Their voice is cruel. It's cruel. It's cruel. It's cruel to those who they don't understand. And the thing is that I know that there are some conservatives that speak the same way about things that they don't understand. But I think that they're not seeing the scary side of the rhetoric that they're pushing. It's not just live and let live or, everyone deserves to be happy. They do. Of course they do. But at society's expense? I don't think so. I think that there's a reason we have societal rules. It's to keep order.
Let's just say it. They're living their lives wrong. They're just living their lives wrong. What they think is right and just is not right and just. And we as conservatives have to stand up and say it. We have to say it.
Yeah.
Because they're wrong. They're wrong. Literally, I think, with everything that they say, they're wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, speech is okay as long as it's not violent speech. What are you talking about? Speech being violent? I'll tell you what's being violent. Shooting a guy in the ear, shooting a guy in the neck.
But they can't say that if they think that Charlie Kirk's speech was violent. If they don't think speech is violent, why was Charlie Kirk's speech violent?
But that's what they keep pushing. They see it as justified, shooting a guy,
Yeah.
a use of actual violence, if you call his words violence.
Yeah.
And that's why you see people cheering for it, because all they see is a tit for tat. They see it as an equal exchange of violence.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's absurd.
Yeah.
This is from James Owen. You forced our children into gender confusion. You called whites inherently evil. You hired quotas over merit. You fired us for refusing your vaccine. And through it all, did we shoot your leaders? Now, even as Charlie Kirk's body cools, you celebrate his loss. And I will pray for you, but I will also warn you. You tried to take out a president. Now you've taken out one of our leaders. This is a turning point. The difference, our answer won't be riots or chaos. It will be political, it will be cultural, and it will be unstoppable. And I pray you're prepared for what's coming. And I share that sentiment 100%.
It's part of the reason we're doing this. We want to be part of the turning point.
We want to be part of it. There's a movement. It's happening right now. It was happening before Charlie Kirk, and to think that it's going to slow down because of this, dead wrong.
Dead wrong. What a nightmare.
What a terrible, terrible thing. I saw the governor of Utah, immediately after it happened, he called it a political assassination. He called it like it was. He said exactly what it was.
Unlike MSNBC.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the one guy who said, it was probably just one of the supporters firing a gun off in celebration.
If you know gun rules, you wouldn't do stuff like that. So, unlikely.
Well, it sounds like a liberal would do that. It sounds like a liberal would accidentally shoot somebody in celebration.
Wait,
that's not a conservative
didn't
thing.
that happen with Dick Cheney?
Oh, Dick Cheney did shoot, but he was a Republican.
Yeah.
He shot a guy hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By accident.
By accident. Total.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, supposedly.
Yeah.
At least that's what we were told. Not insinuating anything, of course. Oh, we're also big fans of conspiracies here.
Big fans.
So someone posted that a private jet under the tail number N888KG left Provo Airport an hour after the shooting. Suspiciously, 30 minutes into the flight, it drops off of ADSB illegally and reappears headed back to Provo approximately an hour later. Why did this plane turn off its radar? Where is the shooter?
Yeah.
If it's illegal, they should be investigating this for any reason.
So I'm actually curious what you guys think. Do you think it could be a conspiracy against Charlie? That would break my heart. But some of the conspiracies that I've heard are that he wanted the Epstein files released.
Because the Republicans shot it down in the House when the shooting happened.
Yeah, and the thing that I am actually kind of convinced of was that there was an accidental release that Trump may be an FBI informant.
Yeah, who was that?
It was a House Speaker, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right. It was just like a hot mic moment.
Yeah.
Where he referenced the fact that Trump, informed the FBI throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, and so a lot of people think that part of the reason, and I actually think this might be accurate, part of the reason Trump can't have the files released is because he was an FBI informant. And because honestly, like, if he was really part of those files, the Democrats would have used that on him a while ago.
And this to me is the only way a story could come out where Trump is involved in Epstein, didn't actually do anything wrong.
Yeah.
But the Democrats wouldn't expose it.
But here's the thing that you have to understand. There's a few things I want to get back to, but one side note is the thing that you have to understand is, and this could go for anyone. Like, I'm not just defending Trump here. This literally could be Hillary Clinton, right? Not that I like her, but it's possible. Who did you hang out with when you were 20? If you found out they were a pedophile when you were in your 50s, would you have known that in your 20s?
No.
Right. Like, we hung out with some weird people because we were all partying at the bar together. So it's very likely that these people have no involvement at all and we're just partying.
I mean, I know that I've hung out with people who ended up being trans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Same.
I think I even used to hang out with somebody who ended up being
a furry?
No. A drag queen. A drag queen. No.
Oh.
But at the time, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, you like to hang out with because you have a good time hanging out with that person. I feel like you can't have that anymore. I feel like there is a disclaimer for every friend you have that's like, Republican, liberal.
I remember when I was trying to date, and like, I had to put hints on my Tinder profile.
That wasn't straight up like red only, but it was kind of like,
right,
liberals need not apply.
Because the guy I dated before you was incredibly liberal.
Yeah.
And it really ruined me.
Most liberals do.
Yeah. But so one of the other conspiracy theories I've heard is that Charlie Kirk was talking about the Jews, and that he was silenced because something in the Jew. I don't know the whole conspiracy.
The whole conspiracy essentially says that, like, Charlie used to be really friendly with the Jews. He had a good relationship with Benjamin Netanyahu, and all that. Mm-hmm. And then more recently, within like the past weeks, he had a discussion with Ben Shapiro, and he did ask Ben Shapiro like a couple tough questions, including like, how do we know that the information coming out of the Middle East right now is accurate? Like how do we know these things? And I think that it's a hardball question, but it's a question that needs to be answered.
I agree.
Because you have to have hard conversations.
Yeah.
And that's exactly who Charlie Kirk was.
I feel like that about a lot of countries, though. I feel like that about a lot of countries, that there are a lot of things that we might be totally misinformed on.
Oh, there's 100% are.
I mean,
100%.
What propaganda are their countries releasing? Maybe they don't want Americans there, so they're making it sound worse than it is. And what propaganda is our country releasing just so that they can divert either direction to something else or something happened behind the scenes? We don't know what the FBI and the CIA knows, and we shouldn't. I wholeheartedly believe that there are some secrets our country should keep from us.
That we shouldn't know. That we just shouldn't know.
But that begs the question of, like, what's propaganda to keep us safe and what's propaganda to divert our attention to something else?
Right. And so when you're concerned about that gray area, the only real moral answer is everybody should know everything. Because then who controls where that gray area is?
Yeah.
Who controls what that line is?
My fear around everyone knowing everything is that, like, that would destroy our country. Like, we're already so destroyed. I think knowing everything would actually throw us into chaos.
I mean, it may or may not, or it may cause a revolution or a revival or something like that. But I don't know. If we had to start over, I would say, what I would say is that the public should know everything. That there should be nothing hidden, that there should not be any gray areas of, oh, maybe we should, oh, maybe we shouldn't. Because that's the only way that you can do it. Because if you don't just tell everybody everything, then there's going to be somebody in control of that line. And you don't want anybody to be in control of that line.
Yeah.
You don't want anybody to be in control of it.
Yeah, I think the gray areas are the hardest part in all of our conversations here.
Yeah, because there is gray area. And that is the hard part, right?
Yeah, it's like if then, right? Because it's just hard.
Well, I feel like that's where all of the hot button issues of the past 10 years are. All the hot button issues are within that gray area, right? It's like abortion. There is a gray area in there. Mm-hmm. By and large, I don't think abortion should happen, but there is a gray area of there are women who will not survive that pregnancy. So,
or there are circumstances. I'm pro-choice.
I mean, more pro-choice than me, not as pro-choice as
no. Like pro-choice 12 weeks, and you've had enough time to figure that out.
Yeah, if you haven't figured it out within 12 weeks.
Yeah, but I'm also not pro-choice. I'm like pro-choice under circumstances, but also that's a gray area too.
Well, there was that Virginia governor, right? Not the current one, the past one, the Democrat one, who actually went on a radio station and said that one of the things that he was trying to pass was a bill where babies after they were born would be kept comfortable.
Horrific.
Until the parents were ready to make a decision.
Evil.
The babies were kept comfortable after birth.
Evil.
Until the parents were ready to make a decision whether they wanted to keep the child or not.
Evil.
It doesn't matter what your stance is on abortion at that point. That's just straight up murder. It's murder.
Murder.
It doesn't matter if you're pro-choice. It doesn't matter if you're pro-abortion. That's murder.
I also want there to be a knowledge that you can be pro-choice. It still is the most horrific decision you'll ever have to make in your entire life. And I hope women know that. I hope when they make that decision, they know it's a horrible decision and you can still make it. But it's hard and the aftermath is hard and your emotions around it are hard. It should be a difficult choice. It should be.
There were too many instances of women who were shout my abortion from the rooftop, like celebrate how many abortions you get. And that's
nasty.
That's horrific.
Also close your legs. Listen, we've all been there.
But I think that's where the problem is with it, right? Is that even if there is that 12-week stipulation, there are going to be people who take advantage of that. Or just like, well, I'm still just going to do whatever I want. And I already know that I'm not going to keep a baby, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like that the whole thing with the gray area, right? It comes back from, well, there was a 12-year-old who was raped, and she shouldn't have to live the consequences that her rapist caused from her. 100%. And then there's these women who are like, YOLO, I'm just going to get one every 6 months.
Well, the big issue, I think, for conservatives is that I feel like they do actually see that gray area and they acknowledge the gray area where there are tough decisions and tough situations. The problem is that most liberals use that gray area and use those very, very, very minute instances where things could actually go wrong and apply it to a broad scale.
Yeah.
They apply it to a broad scale.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you, and I also have a problem with like calling it rape. Mm-hmm. Because then women are just going to say that it's rape so that they can have an abortion. I think I
don't love that stance.
Look, what I'm saying more, right, is because women do it now. Mm-hmm. Women accuse men falsely now.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. And what I think is that women would say, I don't want this. The guy does want the baby. Mm-hmm. And then the woman would say, well, I'm just going to accuse you of rape so I can have an abortion.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying anybody does it now. I'm not saying that that's a good thing. It's clearly not a good thing.
Yeah, well, because then it becomes the boy cries wolf, right?
It does, but it also encourages women to accuse men of rape.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It becomes the boy who cried wolf. Now you don't know who to believe and who not to believe. And the thing is, always believe all women, but women are liars too. I actually think women can be more liars than men.
Coming from a woman.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there are amazing women out there, and there are women that stand on merit, but there are also some really scary, manipulative women who manipulate women. So, I totally see where you're coming from. It's like, it's a morality issue.
It is.
Everything is, it's all gray areas and all morality issues.
Right. 100%. So I think in closing, because we've covered a lot of things right now, and it won't always be as chaotic as this.
There's a lot to say, and there's a lot of things happening right now.
A lot to say in such little time.
Yeah.
But what we're going to be doing from, moving forward is we're going to be picking a few stories that we just hear of. And on these podcasts, we're going to just bring these stories up to each other and find out what we think about them.
Yeah.
Because these stories have to come to light too. We have to talk about these things. They just can't stay hidden.
Yeah, and I think it's okay to have discourse on it.
We have to have discourse on it. Discourse is the only way that we'll ever get out of this.
Yeah, and I think that that's the only way to honor Charlie.
I agree with you. And, I would love to, at some point, have, liberals and leftists who disagree with us on a podcast too, so that we can talk to them about what we do agree with and what we don't agree with.
Yeah.
There has to be some middle ground, but we can't just stay quiet anymore.
And it can't be all vitriol. It can't just be all arguing.
No.
We have to get back to our communities.
Our local communities are our biggest priorities. Mm-hmm. You have to go find a local community. Mm-hmm. Whether that's a bowling alley, a library, a gym, it doesn't matter. Go find somewhere to be part of your community. Mm-hmm. Don't just constantly be on your online community, on your Facebook community.
Yeah, chronically online.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Anyway, I'm thankful that we have each other. And I'm thankful that we get to do these kind of things in a country that has free speech. And I hope that we can honor Charlie by speaking freely and having these conversations.
I hope that we can honor Charlie, but I also am thankful for the opportunity to really try to get this country back together,
Yeah.
And even though it seems small and insignificant with this first episode, with this first attempt,
I don't think it feels small and insignificant.
It feels way bigger. Yeah. It feels bigger than it ever has.
Yeah. And I feel empowered.
To just say what we feel and what we think.
Yeah. I feel so empowered by this.
I'm actually really excited to do this with you.
I'm excited to do this with you too.
Good. Until next time. See ya. You stupid cat. Why does some of it looks like it's doing just fine?
Yeah.
I guess I gotta prune it. Listen to me. The steak, bourbon, and cigar guy. Like, I gotta prune my plant. Ooh.